All right, looks like it's recording. I got to go pretty quick here because these only last 15 minutes here. So, just so you know, when we do a description, you would be talking about rotations. We just learned about that last week. Reflections is what we just learned about last week. Rotations and translations. But you can be very specific and use up or down and how many squares if it's on a grid, and left or right. So I'm looking at number 1 here, and this is something I'm going to have you guys do work on today, and this will be due tomorrow, these pages here. It says name a transformation that takes figure A to figure B. So here's figure A. I went ahead and put it on some transparent paper, and I'm moving it over to figure B. What word or words would you use to describe that movement, Mr. Clement? I would say a translation, okay? And since it's not on a grid, really for us to describe it, you could just say A was translated or slid, that's another word you could use, to B, all right? And so you would name that transformation from A to B. And then it says name the transformation that takes figure B, here we are, to C. Well, I'll let you guys figure that one out. From B to C. Well, I can't just slide it. There's something else that's involved. Let me pull a stick here. Miss Claverweeden? Did I say it right, honey? Either one? Claverweeden, thank you. Okay. What else is involved? Say again? Yeah, a turn, a rotation. So what I could do is I'm looking at this point right here, and I recognize that it's this right here. I could do the translation from that point to that point. If I named it, I could, name the point. I could just call it X. Once I'm there, then I could rotate it. So there's 2 movements involved, translation and a rotation. Number 2, it says, what is one sequence of transformation that takes figure A to C? How do you know? Now we're going from here to here. From A to C. And it says, what is one sequence? So you don't have to go through them all. If there's more than, 2, they just want 1. All right. Lesson 4, they have the summary here. A move or a combination of moves is called a transformation. So that's more than one move. And they sometimes call it a sequence of transformations. Turn to page 32. It says a translation could be described by 2 points. If a translation moves point A to point A, and I think I told you guys what this means. Do anybody remember? Raise your hand. Yeah. Say again, honey. It is. It's in a different spot. But what does that symbol right there mean, and how would I call that? Yes. Yeah. So this would be A, obviously. This is called A prime. Put up 20 points, Mr. Clement. All right. So this is D. This is D prime. A prime. B prime. C prime. All right. And so they're giving you some examples right there. And then they're talking about rotation. Also, you can see that this is just not a transformation that doesn't work. All right. It was rotated. And this is kind of interesting. Take a look at this here for a moment. What I've got. I suppose I could move B to B, and then rotate it from that point, and you can see that it would work. But you could also pick a different location, and watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on point P right here. Eyes should be up here, and I'm going to rotate it. And that's pretty darn close. So sometimes the movement isn't more than one, it's just one, and it's a rotation, but it could be from a different point on the graph. All right, and then over here, we talked about reflections, and if you were to redraw this, and I thought I had, maybe not. No, doesn't look like it. So you could just reflect it across this line, and it's important to mark the line so you keep it in the same place. I could reflect this and it could end up in different areas if I don't line up my line perfectly. Glossary terms, I do want you to fill those two out. Okay, turn the page. Now you've got some practice problems. For each pair of polygons, describe a sequence of translations. So we're talking about more than one. Rotations and reflections that take polygon P to polygon Q. And so the next page, page 35, they've got another one for you to work on. And then also down here in C. And then page 36, it says here's a quadrilateral A, B, C, D, and line L. And then it says draw the image of the quadrilateral after reflecting it across line L. So let me do this really quick. And to do these, you'll need your transparent paper. I'm going to mark my line. Watch what I do here. I'll just mark it right here. And I'm going to redraw this on my transparent paper. I'll call it A, B, D, C. All right. Now I'm also going to redraw this line. I'm going to use something that you guys can see a little better with. Line L. And I'm going to mark on my transparent paper just that little dash right there on the line. It tells me to reflect it across the line. So now what I'm going to do is take my paper here, and you see I've got a mark in my book, I've got a mark on my paper, and I'm just going to turn it over and reflect it. Now I'm going to line up these two marks. And then I'm going to redraw the reflection of A, B, C, D. Okay? Now, if I didn't mark my line and you reflected it across the line, you just turned it over. Let's say it was right up there. You can see it's going to be in a different location. Would this be wrong? No. But it wouldn't be consistent across the classroom. You know, we would all have a reflection of it, but it would be in a different location. All right, so remember, when you reflect it across the line, it's something I do. I put a mark on my transparent paper and I put a mark on the line, and that way it's the same every time. Okay? And then do the same thing down below at the bottom of page 36. All right, questions on this, anybody? All right. Did I keep it under 15? I did. It's under just about 10 minutes.